Asante sana, asante sana, asante sana, asanteni sana. Nyakusa, next on stage. Asanteni sana, asante sana, asante sana. Next on stage, Nyakusa. Nyakusa, Nyakusa, Nyakusa.
To appreciate, tuwapigie makofi mazuri na waomba. Let's learn to appreciate them. Once again, round of applause. This is the kind of music that Jaramogi used to enjoy.
Studio.
Nyakusa, studio.
Studio Nyakusa.
Baba song.
Nyakusa.
Nyakusa. Studio. Nyikwara mugia jua anyari jona aswara enam adasuna wa ina sungona wa kumagoyo gijabe mielo ginyasi anyar jokusa nyagida kitari nyakogero kumodoko kitanyo nogimor Kawelo yoro buda Anyago bande yaro yona Tuma nyono ginyati Miele nyono ginyasi Anyajo kusanya gidakatari jakogero Kumodoko kita nyono gimor Kawelo yoro buda Anyago bande yaro yona Lobimo Namaloyo Jaramogi to enga Jomaloyo Jokanyana to enga Yoluo Onagi ngamarie kumuka lobimo Namaloyo Jaramogi to enga Jomaloyo Jokanyana to enga
Let's Jacob, tusimame tucheze. Leo ni siku ya furaha.
Etiende na mulolwe. Yomoko chomo nyandwat, moko diyo ukwe, yomoko di milambo, moko lumimbo. Siaya dongo tingo nage, Migori bendo tingo nage, Omabeyo tingo nage, Kisumu chunyo nage. Yomoko pogo nage nango, Ango pogo dedio luo, Paro mane maungo, Mugaro pogo nage. Demi wapogere nango Wane joka ngata chiel Kiku keveri uroko nage Hango mupogo dejo luo Kareli bamba demi wapogere nango Dunge wane joka ngata chiel Kiku keveri uroko nage Wane joka ngata chiel Kiku ketere uroko nagi Wane kwara muga juang Kiku ketere uroko nagi
nyarna kiku kethre roko nagi wane joka ngata chiel kiku kethre roko nagi wani para mogajwa kiku kethre roko nagi wani nyarna kiku kethre roko nagi Jatiti ne wagoyo kanyakla, Ruto ne wagoyo kanyakla, kiku kethre roko nagi.
Only to come over.
Ajua ne watuyo kanyakla, kiku kethre roko nagi. Yodongo ne chimo kanyakla, weche wane waloso kanyakla, twenje wane wagoyo kanyakla, kiku kethre roko nagi. Kamiel ne wamielo kanyakla, Jatiti ne wagoyo kanyakla, Ruto ne wagoyo kanyakla, kiku kethre roko nagi. Peke ne wamielo kanyakla, Jatiti ne wamielo kanyakla, Ruto ne wamielo kanyakla, kiku kethre roko nagi.
Asante sana. Tuwapigie makofi mazuri. Asante sana, asante. Tuwapigie makofi mazuri. Thank you very much. Hey. Mjumbe na manomi almane.
Makofi kwao.
Haya, nataka nimkaribishe hapa Agodi Jako Nyango.
Agodi
on stage.
On stage. Aluo kaumna kara wungi Aluo kaumna kara wungi museluonga. Uburu ritamna dipo wungi museluonga. Uburu ritamna dipo wungi pinyo seluonga. Aluo kaumna kara wungi pinyo seluonga. Aluo kaumna kara wungi pinyo seluonga. Achanore na molo ma wuni tinga wuni barbon. Wuni nyakoga molo to ber mo winjo sungo. Alungi ngama no chungi ka Jaramogi sano sero mo Jaramogi korobio. Jolu chukdu dolu penjore to wadongi ngato kara Ruto serie bade. Aluo kaumna kara wuni pinyo seluonga o. Aluo kaumna kara wuni pinyo seluonga. Uburu ritamna dipo wuni pinyo seluonga o. Uburu ritamna dipo wuni pinyo seluonga o. Awuoyo kuna molo ma wunya koga thuon kare michungo. Amolo piny luo penjore apenja ni kara thuondi mage miyudo. Irie thuon manobiro ka Jaramogi osenindo. Amolo manokonyo luo ka kol luo to moko e mbani yo. Raila med mana kendo piny pod oye wang'e o. Amolo kel mana malo piny osenindo. Raila chung mana kodwa joluo na kumi. Chwari chung mana kodwa joluo na kumi. Joey.
Let's give him a round of applause. Makofi kwa Godi. And I want to thank all the performers. Now, let me take this opportunity to invite
Bernard Adams and Lowe to continue with the program for there. Then the other entertainers will come at an interlude. Adams and Lowe.
Thank you very much, Bob Madanji. And as you have listened to the entertainment, you have seen it is cultural entertainment. And cultural because Jaramogi was a man of many worlds. And one of his worlds was culture. One of the reasons that we are here in Ofafa Memorial Hall, and people have been asking, since there are so many people who have turned up, why wasn't this occasion, for example, held in a bigger place? The reason why this time the family decided to have the 30th anniversary in Ofafa Memorial Hall is because it has a history of the struggle of Jaramogi. Ambrose Ofafa, who this hall is named after, was one of the nationalists who suffered and was killed because of the national struggle. He was a councillor in Nairobi, and in 1953, during the height of the Mau Mau, he was killed. And the then colonialists tried to say that it was the Kikuyu Mau Mau who had killed Ofafa. And they were trying to sow the seed of discord between the Kikuyu and the Luo. And Jaramogi, who was then the care of the Luo Union, or the president of the Luo Union, when he heard that skirmishes between the Kikuyu and the Luo were about to take place because of the death of Ofafa, Jaramogi rushed to Nairobi and he addressed the Luo community in Nairobi and told them, let us not fall. And he told the Luo community there, together with other communities, that let us unite and put all our efforts towards memorializing Ambrose Ofafa. And as Raila Odinga and Uhuru Oginga would tell you, Jaramogi sought to raise funds amongst the Luos of East Africa. He went with Raila to Uganda, and he went with Uhuru to Tanzania, and they can tell you all the places they went, raising funds that ended up in the building of this memorial hall. So the Jaramogi family thought it befitting that in the 30th anniversary, this memorial should not be in Kango Jaramogi, but should be instead in Ofafa Memorial Hall to capture the culture and memorialization of Jaramogi, the culture man and the nationalist. And with that introduction, let me call the governor of Kisumu County, Professor Nyang' Nyong'o, to welcome you to the county.
Thank you very much, Professor Adam Tulo, for that fantastic introduction to why we are here today. But as Governor of Kisumu, I want to welcome you, all of you, for showing such a big and important respect to Jaramogi and Kisumu County by coming here today for this memorial. I also want to thank, well, before I go very far, the team that made it possible for us to meet in this hall today. The history of this hall for the last 30 years or so is something that will be told later. But as we sit here today, 2 weeks ago, we would not have been here. I want to thank my Deputy Governor, Dr. Willie, and the Minister for Culture and Gender and Social Services, Mheshimiwa Wadiaga, Beatrice, and particularly Abala Wanga, the city manager, and the team that worked here tirelessly. I thank you all for making us meet here this morning and today. Particularly as I welcome you to Kisumu, all of you. I also want to thank the following people for coming here, especially, first, Mama Margaret Kenyatta. You are coming here. The history you just heard is very symbolic. We are reliving and we are living. We are reliving the past and living the future. And it is good you are here today with your Oginga family to lay the foundation for this future once more. Thank you very much for coming. I also want to thank very much today for coming here for the political significance of your arrival Ambassador Olaro Tunu from Uganda, from Leira. He will be speaking later, but I needed to say this at the beginning, especially for a few guests whose being here today as we revive of Half a Memorial Hall is very symbolic. Let me also thank Gitu Kahengeri, Mzee Gitu Kahengeri, a veteran of the Mau Mau struggle. I am told that Gitu is about 100 years old, and yet he came here today to make sure that he's present at this occasion. Let us respect Mzee Gitu Kahengeri with our applause. Thank you very much. I also want to thank, finally, I would have thanked you all who have come here, but Mama Rael Mbogo. Mama Rael Mbogo, where is she? She is there. Now, if you know the history of that mama in Nairobi and Iluo politics and national politics, it is good he is here to represent that tradition of valiant women in Kenya who have been part and parcel of this struggle. And finally, the family of Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, who made it this possible, led by Uhuru Odinga, now the doyen of the family, and raila Molo Odinga, whose family now bears the responsibility of making sure that Jaramogi's legacy lives in the political history of this nation. I welcome you all today. Thank you very much for coming to Kisumu. We are honored, we are pleased. We thank God for the sermon this morning that laid the ground and the road for the future. Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Hallelujah. Karibuni Kisumu.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Governor Anyang' Nyong'o. As you know, the Jaramogi family is today remembering Jaramogi and has asked us, all of us and Kenyans of all walks of life, to be here. And after Jaramogi died, again from a cultural perspective, it was Dr. Uhuru Odinga who took over the mantle of culturally and leading the family. In fact, when he was succeeding his father as the MP for Bondo in 1994, he made these remarks that here at home, I'm the leader. But outside there, politically, Raila is my leader. So let me now call the leader of the Jaramogi family after the death of Jaramogi. Dr. Uhuru Odinga, Atar Komodo, Uburu Kabuta Inga Kunja. Karibu.
Okay. Yeah. All protocols observed. This opportunity to welcome you to this very, very auspicious occasion. A very, very important event for us as a family. And I'm told by Mr. Balawanga that there is a small video. It's a very small one for 5 seconds, which he wants to play, and then we proceed.
Of the people. It must thus seek to report on the efforts of the people to bring about these developments. The press must indeed go further than this and champion those social, political, and economic systems best suited for the development of Africa. In a nutshell, the press must be involved in championing the correct direction of development in Africa. and culture on which African socialism as our ideal without the consent of the total, but only some papers, which when there is anything good about me or would about to publicly play down and even put it in a hidden corner somewhere. But when something comes bad about Oginga, they will make the headline.
Yeah, that was a statement Jaramogi made in London. There was a scandal which was in the Times in London, and we were there with Othigo Tieno. And Othigo Tieno insisted that Michael Blundell made a statement which was given prominence in the British press, and Jaramogi had the right to reply. And Jaramogi was replying to those scandalous statements which appeared in the British press. That was made in London. And that time I was also around there. That's the time I was going to Russia. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to take this opportunity to welcome all of you to this auspicious occasion, as I had said before, and also to introduce members of our family who are present here, the Jaramogi family. I would like them, I'm not going to introduce each one of them individually because there are many. Jaramogi has grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and he has, his wives are still alive. Those wives were in the church. If you saw them, then you would know Jaramogi's choice. Jaramogi was a very choosy person. He had very beautiful wives. Yes, and they are still here, Betty and Mama Susan. Can they all stand? The Jaramogi Karumaindo. The Karumaindo of Jaramogi. Please stand up, led by Mama Betty and Mama Susan there. And Professor King, but she's going to speak. So I don't know whether that is all of them. They are not. That is not all of them. But anyway, those who are not there, Sandini sana, the members of my family. Now, I just want to also take this opportunity to introduce Mama Margaret Kenyatta and one of the sisters-in-law of hers. All of them have sent greetings to you, and particularly Mama Ngina, we have very, very fond memories of her. She was a very good friend of my mom, Mary. She used to call me, my mom, Mary. And when you go back, please pass our best regards to her. Our family has very, very fond memories of Mzee Kenyatta. If you go to Susan's house here in Milimani, you will find a room which was dedicated to Mzee Kenyatta. And that is where he used to sleep. That is where he used to have his security there and himself sleeping there in those very, very good years. And I also want to tell you people who think that there was a very, very big rift between Jaramogi and Mzee Kenyatta. Mzee Kenyatta was was respected by Jaramogi, and Jaramogi regarded Mzee Kenyatta to be his hero up to the time of death. When Jaramogi was mourning Mzee Kenyatta, he mourned him as a hero. They disagreed on ideological issues. The disagreements were ideological. Jaramogi believed in one way, he was supposed to deliver services to the people, and Mzee Kenyatta was believed in another one. And that some people are mistaking that Mzee Kenyatta was against the Luo. Kenyatta was not against the Luo. The disagreement between the families were not tribal, they were not ethnic, they were ideological, and therefore they were genuine ideological differences which should happen in a healthy political atmosphere all over the world. So we appreciate and we will continue to cement those relationships. We shall continue to revive and correct whatever mistakes. If there were any mistakes made by them, we shall correct them. And we shall remain friends forever with the Kenyatta family. We are your friends forever. Thank you and welcome here. Now, I also want to say that this is the year also which marks the 40th anniversary of my mom's death. Unfortunately, I want to tell you that my mother died when Raila was in detention. Some of you don't know how painful it is when your mom is buried. In your absence, you are in prison. We try to plead with the authorities to release him, at least to just come and say bye-bye to his mom, whom he loved greatly, whom he loved dearly. But they just refused, and they did not even want the information to reach him that his mother had died. Only Ida found some way of sneaking that information to him, and that is how he got it. But even when we met him 3 months after, they still thought Raila was not aware his mother had died, even though he had already gotten the information much earlier. So when we went to see him with Ida, he was seated and we were telling him that, you know, we lost our mom, and he pretended to be crying, but he had already known. So those are some of the historical things which happened at that time. But you can see Raila, with all those tribulations, being in jail for over 8 years, he is still going strong. Anybody who thinks that, you know, you can see Uhuru is still very strong. How about Raila? Just as a child, isn't it? A small child. So that I just want to say that the man we are celebrating today, Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, was a very, very committed family man. He was a committed family man, and he was also committed to this country. And when he died, I can tell you there is a time I disagreed with him. I was disagreeing with Jaramogi because I was telling him, Baba, these people have given you too much trouble. You have been in detention and you came out so emaciated and you had lost so much weight because of all the thoughts in prison. Why don't you just leave the politics alone and concentrate on your businesses so that you can revive your businesses? But Jaramogi told me that, my son, I have lived with you all these years, but it appears you don't know me. You don't know the real Jaramogi. All those things you are talking about, which called businesses and small things like those, only take less than a quarter of my heart. Everything else goes to the people. That thing you tell me to leave politics is my life, and I will not leave it. I will fight for justice, and I will fight for the people of Kenya until I die. That was Jaramogi. Therefore, I don't want to continue much more than that. I just want to thank all the other participants who have come from far and wide to come and give lectures to us this afternoon. And I also want to say thank you very much to Professor Nyang' Nyong'o. Without Professor's heart, being heart, without his generosity, without his commitment to the cause, this occasion should not have happened. All the things which have happened here have happened because of his personal guidance and commitment, and very reliable lieutenant like Abalawanga. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And now, who is coming? Okay, thank you. Oh, Moses Kuria. Okay. Okay, I thank you very much. Let the Nini take over.
Thank you very much, Dr. Uhuru. Na karibu sana, Waziri Moses Kuria. That's why you are hearing commotion. Can you just bring him forward slowly? Let me also recognize Governor Wanga. Let me also recognize Mama County, Ruth Odinga, who was not present when the family was introduced. And as Okay, I'll give Dr. Buru, as I told you, is the leader of the family. He'll invite the rest of the family.
Now, I would like to take this opportunity to invite my sister, Dr. Akinyi Wenwa, to come and speak on behalf of all the female gender in our family.
Hello? Uhuru is taller than me. So, good afternoon, everybody. Please. Hello, I'm talking. Please keep quiet. I'm a teacher. I don't talk when people are talking. Please keep quiet. Keep quiet. Keep quiet. Keep quiet. Yes, keep quiet. Yeah, this is. Yes, my name is Wenwa Akinyi. Or no, it's not Akinyi Wenwa. Wenwa Akinyi. Of all the girls in the family, I'm not the eldest, but I'm the first of the girls.
Excuse those behind there, can you please keep quiet? Please. This is a very solemn tribute to Jaramogi. Can we please have silence so that we listen to the speakers? Please.
My name is Wenwa Akinyi, not Akinyi Wenwa. Please, it's not the other way around. And before I talk, I want to introduce my sisters. I know they had already gotten up, but I'm supposed to represent the Jaramogi's daughter. So please stand up wherever you are. I want to also correct, there are people who have been wondering why, when you, oh my God, please keep quiet. Mr. Gina, I can see you. Yeah, please keep quiet, everybody. So so that we don't take much time. So a lot of people have been wondering why when you see pictures of Jaramogi's family or earlier life, that it's only us, my mother's children. It is not because of any discrimination. I want to tell you that a lot of people believe that Jaramogi was polygamous, but he was not really polygamous as such. My first stepmother was married after Uhuru was already married. And in fact, my Uhuru's son is older than our eldest step or half sister, who is also called Akinyi Walkowa. So let me introduce. So this is Akinyi Walkowa is the eldest, and by the time she was born, I was actually in Form 3, and Uhuru was already married and already had a son. So you can see, and it was my mother's cousin. It's my mother who forced my father to get married again because people were laughing at her, saying she's a very jealous woman who cannot entertain or accommodate a co-wife. And so she brought her cousin and forced my father to marry her. Then Akinyi Walkowa, that is true. That's true. So then my second stepmother, you've seen Susan. So the daughter is Anyango, Emily Anyango Dumpoda, and she's an MC in Kisumu County. There is Pauline Oginga or Kanyabondo. She's a chief officer of health in Mombasa. And now Nyakamami, my mother's last born, who is also the women rep of Kisumu County. So before I say anything, I'd like her to say something on behalf of the others.
I'm a bit shorter. I'm actually very short. Asante. Thank you very much. On behalf of Kisumu County, I would like to say, Karibuni Kisumu. This is Ruto Odinga, Mama County Kisumu. So you're all welcome. I'm the last, Mama County. Oh, there's the other Mama County, First Lady. You're all welcome, and I won't want to say much. I only want to say one thing. When my brother Uhuru stood here, he said that he talked a lot about his father. But I want to also say one, that if any of you want to see Jaramogi alive, look at me, from my hair to my toe. My Jaramogi muna no kani. Achal kode kadat mane Uhuru ji wacho no bure passport no buru chal kode. To baba ne wacho ne gani ni machal kode en chokacha made nyuol na go mana wuoyi. To kata kamano okakuodo wiye. Anyako bende mapod tuona. Donga wiyego. Wan tie wan wagore gini pod wagore to juoko Oginga be an go. To juoko Oginga wachona ni 2027 podubo neno mana wuodo Odinga moro kama dhi lido Kenya ka. Erokamano uru Nyasaye mondo duoko.
Thank you. Thank you, Nyakamami. So there's Tabu. Tabu, can you just get up and wave to the people? Just wave to the people. Tabu Osewe, who's MCA in Kisumu County and is the wife to the late Osewe. I don't know where Quino is. You have already met everybody else. So let me just say a few words. I'm sure when I'm invited here, you don't want to hear about Jaramogi being a great politician, being a statesman, being a champion for the oppressed, and all of that, because everybody has talked about that. I'm sure you all want to know his other life, isn't it? You all want to know how he related to his family, and especially the girls. And a lot of times when people, oh please, now, why is everybody talking? Am I boring? Why are you all talking when I'm talking, surely? It's only a few minutes, just listen. So in church, people have always, Uhuru and Raila have always explained how they were baptized using African names. And that Mzee was against European names. And a lot of people mistake. They are saying that Jaramogi hated European culture. That's not true. Jaramogi loved European culture. He loved Indian and other Eastern cultures and other cultures. He just did not like people copying other people's culture when it is not yours. Yeah, so that's what he did not like. And a lot of people have all these myths about him. When I was in school, people would come to ask me that, oh, we hear your father turns into foam, he turns into a fly, he turns into this. And then you get surprised because I was living with him in the same house and I never saw any